Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Real Talk with Joe and Cody. How's it going, Cody?
Doing pretty good. You?
Good. And right when I get online, I have to have a cough at the same time, so that's really
Yeah.
nice. But it makes my voice kind of sound manly, so that's good.
It gives you a good radio voice.
Yeah. That's what I've heard. I have a radio face is what
A
I
radio
heard.
face.
So,
Yeah.
but a radio voice.
Hey, as long
good
as you
too.
got something.
Yeah, I got something going for me.
Yeah.
So what's going on? What's in the Cody world today?
Just kind of riding the roller coaster. We're when it comes to the rate side of things, it's just a lot of ups and downs and ups and downs. And this morning woke up and there was a really good rally going for the interest rates. So as the morning's gone on, it's kind of receded a little bit, but good start to the day. Kind of just, not trying to focus on rates obviously too much, just doing everything else, but it's hard not to pay attention to what's going on, just to be informed and also have an idea of what's going on. But yeah, nothing too crazy. How about you?
Same. And it's funny. Sorry, I got a cough again. We had, I always talk about not day trading rates. And I'm like, during this time, maybe it's a good idea.
It might be
every day it seems to go up and down. And I'm always like,
Yes.
don't worry about that. Like if you're day trading rates,
Right.
you're going to lose. But I'm like, maybe
Yeah.
at this point, it seems like every 23 hours, something different happens and the rates go up or down based on it. So,
it used to be like a safe place to put your money. And lately it's just like the stock market where it's just really up and down and there's just gold seemed to be that place. And now it looks like gold is kind of coming down dropping down from its high. So I don't know. I'm not an investor. I have stuff, but I don't do anything with it. I have other people that do it, but I've always thought it would be kind of fun. Like I've done random stuff on Robinhood and little things like that.
I think I have a Robinhood account with like $30 in it, and it always just comes up during tax season or something as if I'm some like investor. I need to start disclosing it. I'm like, look, I have probably zero or less than zero in that account.
Yeah,
but because it is like it's fun to like think about doing it, but man, it's complicated.
Yeah,
for me,
it's complicated, and I feel like you really have to pay attention to it. I know a few people that like to do it kind of as a side fun investment thing. And they know way more about it than I do, but it's just like that constant looking at it, checking it, overnight stuff, international stuff. You could probably go down quite the rabbit hole with it.
I know. My brother, I don't know if he still does it. Maybe if he's paying attention, he can respond if he does do it, but he's probably not watching. My family sits at the edge of their seat waiting for my live videos.
They're all waiting
to come through. But he used to do it, and he basically made the profit of whatever he put in, took it out, and now he's just playing with the house money. So he said he did pretty well with it. So
that's the way to go.
I don't see him buying any mansions or asking me to buy any homes here in Oregon. So it must not have been that lucrative, but hopefully it may be.
Well, if he's going to buy, I'd encourage
another agent.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I didn't want to tell you, but we're actually helping him right now.
Much better agent that he's working with, but whatever.
He said something about not trusting the other person. I don't know.
Makes sense. It's funny though. I have a few clients now in the McMinnville, Carlton area, and so I search for them, regularly as buyers, and I'm starting to see like the homes. The roads that we grew up in, Mineral Springs, Abbey Road.
Oh, yeah.
Like, isn't that crazy to think about?
Yeah. Every time I see something listed in Yamhill and Carlton too, but obviously knowing Yamhill a little bit better than Carlton, I'm like looking at it like, man, I don't recognize that house. How do I not notice where that house is?
Yeah.
You just assume that where every single house in the whole town is, but
I felt like we did back then, but
I know
we've lost our touch.
Yeah. Ride your bike through the whole town in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I think we've lost our touch with it though.
Yeah.
I don't have anything with me. Like we've got a few listings, all ranging from downtown Portland to Kaiser, Oregon, and so we're just
nice.
But we are seeing that the market is. I hate using the term slowing, but it's just. It's hard for everyone to get over that, like, hey, why isn't it sold in a week or why isn't it sold in 2 weeks? It's just more of a normal market. I think it's just in our heads now that it's very hard to get out of our heads of like what's going on with the house, and it's like that's not necessarily the case. if we look at the rates, if we look at the crazy economy right now, like people are kind of hedging or, doing whatever they need to do to kind of be safe in this market. And so I think we're just seeing a longer time on market. So, but yeah, we've still people selling and still people buying. It's just, they're just a little bit more cautious as buyers, coming into this.
Well, yeah. And I feel like it takes so much time for the norm to be the new norm.
Yeah.
And I feel like the interest rates, it took years and now it is the norm. Not that it's a comfortable norm necessarily, but it's just like everybody knows where rates are at. And I feel like the home selling part of it, maybe this is just my take on it, is like still catching up to, it doesn't sell in 2 days.
It is. Yeah. It's hard. And I can
it's going to sit for 30, 40 days.
Yeah, for sure. And I can preach that all I want, but even I am like, we're marketing it like crazy, to whoever, even people that don't want to look at the house. I'm like, I'm making you
will look at this house.
Look at this house and you will visit it even if you're not buying. But no, but it's funny. It's just a different market. Like, and so it's kind of educating both agents and their sellers. I preach it all the time. And then when it happens, I'm like, dang it. Like, what's going on? What's going on? So, but yeah, we've got
Can you imagine?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, can you imagine what your world would look like if you didn't get into real estate and how little you would probably pay attention to real estate?
I know.
Well, maybe you would because your wife's family and stuff is in it. So maybe it's a little more.
I don't know. I could care less. Like about, when Christina was in Bank of America, I could care. Like, I didn't even know what she did. People would be like, oh, what does she do? And I was like, I don't. She's a manager.
I don't know.
I just said manager because I was like, she would explain what she did probably no less than 1,000 times. And I was like, okay, so you're a manager.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I wouldn't have.
She herds cats.
Yeah. And so I don't think a lot of people care about the housing market unless you're in the housing market. We've talked about this. Like, it's not like something, even stocks is kind of fun. You've got like multiple stocks. Yeah. You can look at different companies and where they're going and what they have, kind of get some inside scoop on it. And, real estate's like, it's just real estate. Like, it's a good investment. It's kind of one of the boring investments, I think,
Sure.
And so no one pays attention to it until they need to,
Yeah. It's like buying a car.
In the same boat. Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, really, you get really into cars and figuring out how much they're worth and which ones have the best everything. Sure. And then you buy it and you're like, I don't even pay attention to what the market's doing, anything. Yeah, all you notice is like seeing the car that you bought. You see it everywhere now.
Yep. And then
otherwise,
you don't need it till you need it again. And then you'll look it up again.
Yeah.
That's hard. So I'm going to tell everyone, I have a Cadillac Lyric. I just saw
one of those the other day.
Yeah. Don't get into it because this is what I'm getting to. It was so rare. Like, it was so rare of a car that I was like, I love it. That this was like a unique car. And now I'm at the point where I see one and I get angry because it's not so common like a Honda Accord that you're like, you just see them all the time. It's fine. Everyone has one, or, Honda Passport or whatever. It's rare enough now, but it's getting common that I'm mad. Like, I'm in that mad stage when I see someone else has it.
Right.
Like, oh, yours is uglier than mine, or yours is that's stupid color.
Yes.
But yeah, I kind of need to get over the point. I need it to be more common that I'm like not upset whenever I see one, because it is somewhat rare, right? Like, I still don't see a ton of them. There's a couple in our city and I see them. I'm like,
yeah. You know what that reminds me of? This is totally random, but I just noticed this the other day. Do you remember not that long ago when tattoos were?
Oh yeah.
They weren't everywhere.
Yes.
And now it's like everybody has a ton of them.
For sure.
And I remember at the time, it's like totally normal, which I remember at the time when I first started getting them, I was like, man, I know that it will get to a point where it is more normal. And now it's like so overly normal. It's almost weird.
I agree.
Like,
and if you don't have them, it's weird.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, wow, this person has like just a body of like their body, their skin. Like, that's weird.
Did nobody tell you about that you can just go to one of those places?
Yeah, you could go to a tattoo place and get it yourself. You don't have to, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
It's got so common that like, I think even neck and stuff doesn't bother me anymore. It used to be like the neck. Yeah. That was like neck and face. You're like, not. And I still think the face is a little, you got to have a good, you got to have a job that goes for that. But,
yes.
But yeah, the necks and stuff or hands, I'm like, okay, whatever. Yeah. It's just become so commonplace.
Very.
But I remember when we were on the edge. We were living on the edge.
Yeah.
Like, we were the rebels getting our, you have a full sleeve or two full sleeves?
I have a arm sleeve and then like a half on this arm, and then a leg, and then other various parts.
A little tramp stamp and lower back. Everyone has to have a lower back one.
Yeah. It's part of growing up in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, it's when you get a sleeve, you get a free lower back tat.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like a weekly special.
Oh yeah, I know. You get one sleeve and a unicorn on your back.
Right.
I have the same thing.
Oh. I know.
This has been the most pointless real talk we've had. There's nothing to report in the sense that, the market's volatile. Buyers are not now worried necessarily, at least in my anecdotal experience, is they're not necessarily worried about rates. They're now worried about their jobs, what the economy is going to do, what the housing market, it's not like, oh, we're waiting for rates to drop from 6.7 to 6.3. They're like, well, this like the tariffs, whatever, is my job going to be okay? So there's just some trepidation. Is trepidation a good word?
I think it's a great word.
I know.
I'm not going to say I know the definition of it, but it sounds really well.
It sounds really good. Like there's some trepidation to buy.
Yes.
I hope it works.
Yeah.
I hope it works.
I'm going to use that word later today.
Just use it at like your kids' like practice or something.
Yeah.
I think it means something. So.
Well, I know for sure.
I'm going to look
I know it means something because I've heard it multiple times. So I know it's a real word.
Yeah.
I did see something, and this is going to be the most unfactual reporting of this article, but I read something on, I think it was on Housing Wire this morning that was talking about like, give or take whatever I say here, but I think it was around 50% of home sales are including seller concessions.
Oh, really?
And this is nationwide.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It does make sense because I've been seeing it more and more, and I think that there's more, just like what you're talking about with sellers needing to kind of adjust to having the house on the market a little bit longer. I feel like that's kind of that middle ground of the give and take from both sides. But
yeah,
I thought
we're seeing it with our stuff as sellers are just having to be, you're just going to have to be not only patient, but you don't have all the power in the world. Like if you want to go on that lower end of market and kind of be that aggressive house that prices well, and then you're, gets multiple offers. Yeah, you can still do that now. But if you're pricing it pretty decently, you gotta give and take now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Trepidation is a feeling or fear of or agitation about something that may happen. Joe was right. Joe was right. I used trepidation.
Have you ever played the game Boggle?
Yeah, like a long time ago.
That'd be a great word in Boggle. That'd be a tough one to get.
That's true. I'd have to know how to spell it.
It starts with a T. That's all you need to know.
That's all I got. TR. Venture. People need to come on Venture with us. We're fine talking to each other, as everyone can see on this thing. But if you want to be on, come on.
We can talk about what you do instead of what we do.
Yeah, exactly. We don't care. We like talking about what we do, but we want to hear about other people. Got Venture going on. You and I are doing that weekly, and that's fun. What else? I think that's it. The market's just weird right now. So, and I don't know if we're going to have an answer next week, and I don't know if we're going to have an answer the week after. It's just going to be us talking about Carlton and tattoos for the next few weeks until we figure out what this market's doing.
I have an idea that maybe you can help me with, and I'll just keep this really short because I know we're kind of up against it here. We need our sponsors to come in here.
Yeah, we've lost everyone that in the first minute. We lost everyone, so it's just you and I. Okay,
so I saw this thing yesterday on this like F-150 forum on Facebook, and he said he wanted to get this truck. This person, and he said if everybody in here can just donate $1, then I can go get this truck. And then it kind of just started this thread of people going, what are you talking about? And then a lot of people like, hey, this is actually a really good idea. And in that group, there were like 256,000 people. And so I was like, it got me thinking, okay, how can anybody put something together like that? And not necessarily for people to go buy vehicles, but it's like, man, $1 per person per month to go towards someone that's struggling through whatever it might be. It just got my wheels spinning. I'm like, okay, how could you do that? Because I know there would be a lot of logistical,
for sure,
tax, everything that would have to come together. But it's like, man, that's such a small dollar for 50,000 people, say.
Yeah, for sure.
And now you got $50,000 in a month to be able to help for whatever. And I know that's probably how nonprofits start and all that stuff, but it just got me thinking like, okay, how can you do that? Maybe not to a huge scale, but a small scale of.
Look at you, just being a good person.
Well,
I thought you were going to lead down the route of like, I need a new car, so I'm thinking of doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Anyone listening, donate $1, so you'll get like $5.
Yeah, exactly. If that.
It'll be me. I'll give you the 5.
Yeah, thank you.
No, that's a good idea. Yeah, it's like
there's
all sorts of opportunities with that sort of thing, and that's what we kind of like think with our business too. Is like you kind of get caught up in the business, and you got to focus and step back and what can we do to help the community? So
help the peeps. Yep.
You turned it into such a nice ending. Good job, Cody.
Thank you. I just have to implement. That's my downfall. Implementation.
Well, it was good to see you. And
hey, you
until
too.
next week when we want to talk about the next random topics. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, I'll bring my $256,000 that I got from the Ford forum.
Yeah, some random guy was asking for $1. It's you.
Yeah, right.
Okay, we'll talk soon, man.
All right, man. See you.